chaos behind the scenes. Like, the end results look real cute, but it's honestly chaos behind the scenes. And that's something that a lot of content creators do not share or talk about. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiera and this is truly me. Girl, today we're going to talk about the truth about creating content. And at the same time, I will be doing my makeup. So let's talk about it, shall we? First of all, where do I even begin? This weekend was supposed to be my content weekend. I was supposed to, I do work a full-time job. I was like, okay, cool, I'm off on Saturday. All day Saturday will be dedicated to creating content for my YouTube channel. And then of course, you know, get like some dual content that I can use for, you know, TikTok and Instagram. So the first issue was my fingernails. So with my fingernails, they were lifting. And you know, ladies, you know when you're like, oh, I can wait one more week before I can go get a touch-up or a fill? Yeah, that was me. Then a few days later, I instantly regretted it. One nail lifting ended up being like 3 nails lifting. And before I knew it, I was down to 5 fingernails. So that was pretty stressful. I tried to call my dude and be like, hey, like my nail tech, and be like, hey, like, do you have availability tonight at like 6:30? He was booked. I was like, okay, what about tomorrow? He was booked. Okay, what about the next day? He was booked. So let me tell you the importance as to why I needed my nails done to make content. First of all, you need to be put together for content. Everybody don't like to be dressed up. Everybody doesn't. It's not necessarily required, depend on, you know, your audience of how, you know, you show up and represent yourself. Because some people, they honestly like to see you show up, you know, just as you are, sweats and a t-shirt. If that's what the vibe is, it makes you more relatable. And it's not like I get super dressed up, but my fingernails, number one, I represent my brand on my fingernails. When you see this color, you see kgraphixdesigns and you like, oh, she need to do my graphics, or oh, I need to book an appointment, or oh, she's bomb. Which all are true. But you can't, as a woman, you really just can't go anywhere with your fingernails or toes just all jacked up. So that's pretty much where I was coming from. And I was like, listen, if I can't get my fingernails done, I can't record no content. And for me, I like to record videos of me basically, you know, I like to do time-lapse videos of me designing on my computer. So my hands are in the view of the camera. I'm not going to put out content on these folks' internet with my fingernails looking crazy, where my friends and family know me for my fingernails. Like, are you crazy? No, can't do it. So that was that, right? So when I went to go book that appointment, I realized that I had my wax appointment, which, you know, wasn't too shabby, but now like my day is starting to get divided, right? So my my wax specialist, she used to take me at like 9:30 in the morning. I love to go early in the morning, get everything out the way. I'm a morning person. That way I have my entire day, right? Because sometimes when you go to your wax appointment, you got to wear a certain attire, at least for me. So that was at, what time? 10:30 this morning. My nail appointment then was at like 1:15, which I had a nice little gap in between if you think about it. So I really wasn't tripping. I was able to come home and plan out my content for some of the videos that I have coming. Then I started having issues with my car tire. This was probably when I was just like, oh my God. No, let's back up. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a coffee shop, right? I went to a coffee shop to do some work. It was real nice outside, so I sat outside. I go home. And I'm actually working on my computer for a nice little bit, right? And then next thing you know, I start seeing something nothing move on my screen. So I'm just like, oh my God, get out of here. So I go to smack it. Child, why it's on the inside of my screen? It's on the inside of my screen. Like, how did you get inside of my screen? So that one kind of threw me for a loop. And so I had called Best Buy. And I was like, hey, I know this is an odd question, but I got a bug in my screen. Does my Apple Care cover that? And long story short, the answer is yes. I also named the bug Carl. Because, I mean, if he was going to be there, we just welcomed him to the family, right? So his name was Carl. Carl has a funeral service tomorrow because I'm getting the cleaning done at Best Buy. And he's going to go away. It's pretty distracting, and considering the fact that I record a lot of content of me working on my screen, Carl kind of can't be there forever, you know? So if I can have better quality, then Carl just gotta go. It was nice for him being here, but he just gotta come back another time. So that was that, right? Last week, like, not the end of this week, then the last week or maybe the week before, I think it was kind of like the week before, that somebody stopped me, or honked at me rather, on my way home from work, and they were like, hey, you got a your tire is low on air. And I'm like, oh dang. So I went ahead and checked that out, right? So I get air in it. The man was like, oh, I tried to put air in your tire and it was kind of rushing out immediately, so I want to check and see if you have any holes. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just like, oh God, please don't let me have any holes in this tire, because what I don't want to do is buy new tires. So the dude was like, well, I don't see any holes or anything, and we tried to, you know, put some air in my tire, and he was like, well, that's not it, you all good or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all, honestly, pray for me with this contour, because I really don't be contouring for real. And we just gonna see how this go. So I'm like, okay, cool. So the other day I leave to go to work, and I'm like, why is my car feeling weird? Like, I just didn't understand why my car was feeling weird. It was feeling a little alongside. So I pull over, I check my car, I got a flat, right? So I immediately go to the nearest auto place, and I'm like, hey, can you put some air in my tire? Can you also check it out? Somebody already told me that I had something going on, and I thought it was fine, but now I noticed that there is an issue. So they check it out. Dude really couldn't figure out what it was. He was like, basically, I potentially could have hit like a pothole or something to where like it bent my rim, and now air is escaping between my rim and the tire of my car. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I immediately book an appointment with Goodyear. That was earlier this week. So obviously I couldn't go in during the week because I do work. So I was like, okay, what do you have for Saturday? Knowing damn well I didn't want to make an appointment for Saturday. I would have moved it to Sunday if I could, but they're closed on Sundays. So Saturday it is. So now my appointment is for 4 o'clock. Now mind you, my nail appointment is at 1:15, and I'll be there for like an hour. I really didn't leave until like 2:30, and I had to leave by 3:30 to be there for my 4 o'clock appointment. I couldn't even get a pedicure today. I'm gonna have to go back another time. So I was immediately stressed after this appointment was booked, because I'm like, my content day is ruined. It's like something just keep coming up to where I just can't sit down and actually make the content that it is that I want to make. So I don't know if I mentioned the Best Buy appointment is for tomorrow. So when I do content, I like to basically record a lot of the content on a Saturday, ideally, and then I want to sit down and edit pretty much all day on Sunday. So that was kind of the idea, the plan, which I feel like I have it situated. So today is Saturday, if I have not already made it clear. I went to my wax appointment, I went to my nail appointment, and I went to my car appointment, and I just finished recording my Fashion Nova graphic tee try on haul. So I'm in the midst of basically recording about 5 to 6 videos that within like a time span for me to still be in bed in time for my regular bedtime, that I could have had the opportunity of doing and starting my editing the day of. So basically the truth about content is you have to schedule that around your life. And even though that you have everything planned out and you're like, okay, cool, this is down, do this content, these are all the things that it is that I'm going to do, things are going to come up. And I could have started doing some of my bulk content last weekend, but once again, my fingernails was kind of jacked. And I know it sounds funny to some people. It's like, oh, well, so what? Like, your fingernails are broken. Like I said, I'm a graphic designer, and the type of content that I record, I like to show my hands because I like to show me actually designing. When I sit down and talk to you guys, like now, I'm talking a lot with my hands. You're going to see my hands. Like, I just don't like to present myself in that way, and I ain't got time for people to be making comments them damn selves. So, yeah. So, the type of content that I am recording this weekend, like I said, I did a Fashion Nova try-on haul for my graphic tees. Next is this actual video right here to talk to you guys while I get ready to make more content and share with you, you know, basically my struggle this week of trying to have a perfect content day. And then after that, I do have a couple more videos as far as a series called Let's Talk About It. That's basically going to be some topics where we're going to talk about some of the things that we don't talk about when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships with our friends, respecting people, things of that nature. It's just going to be like a little bit of like a girl chat. Guys are welcome as well. It's not just strictly limited to women. And we're just going to get into more of like some everyday normal things. Like let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Grab a drink. Let's talk about it. So that's going to be that. I have a couple of videos that I would like to get started for that series. And then also coming up is I am going to do like a little segment on my channel centered around content creation. So pretty much some people really find content creation to be a job. And low key, it really is. Like, you heard how I struggled this week, and I struggled a little bad. You have to plan. First of all, you have to figure out what your content is. Then you have to plan out your content. And that requires, you know, a little bit of research, probably grabbing materials if you need be, depending on, you know, the type of content that you are wanting to do, right? Then you have to edit it, schedule it, you know, all sorts of things. And I can understand it's a little overwhelming. So pretty much that little segment is going to be made with the intent to help you guys understand creating content. Maybe I can give you a strategy that might be a little easier for you. We're also going to be talking about bulk content as well as repurposing content. This is a huge lifesaver for not only the people who don't like creating content, but also for the people who like to keep up with content, right? Sometimes we need fillers. Repurposing content is great for that. So stay tuned. If you haven't already so far in this video, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. You don't want to miss anything that I have coming up, okay? Okay. So another thing about content, right? Editing is so time consuming. Luckily, I'm one of those people who don't mind editing, but now I understand why there's people on Fiverr that do it. Like, when it comes to recording videos for me to post on my business Instagram, editing that, which really doesn't take a whole lot, because like I say, I do time lapse, right? So on your iPhone, you can select video, or you can select time lapse, or you can select slow-mo. I do time-lapse, so it automatically speeds everything up for me. I don't have to do anything. At best, I just have to trim maybe like the beginning and end if I have a shaky start or finish. Or, you know, chop out anything that, like, say if I end up, you know, derailing and doing something else other than strictly what I was designing, I could kind of cut that out, you know, sensitive info, things of that nature. And all I have to do is put my logo on it as an overlay and then go ahead and post it. That's kind of like the easiest of it all, right? But when it comes to YouTube, even editing, like, I guarantee you this video right here is going to take me probably like 2 hours to edit. I'm lying, not 2 hours. No, I've been doing pretty good. No, it'll probably take me like an hour, maybe an hour, which is not that bad. An hour, I believe, is really not that bad. But yeah, a lot of people have an issue with editing, and I honestly completely understand it. However, I enjoy editing, so that part really does not bother me. But let's talk about how I tore my bathroom up one day trying to record content. It's crazy. So I'm not sure if that video is going to be up yet, but I went to Target a couple weeks ago and I said, you know what, let me grab a random product and I'm going to make some content, right? I'm going to do a little photo shoot, I'm going to do like a little video, and I was in a creative funk. That's another part about creating content. It's like your creativity is not going to last always. And when it doesn't, sometimes it's hard to get out of it. And I really didn't feel like designing much during that time period. I didn't feel like posting. It was a weird space for me. Even my friend was like, cause it was a point where I would be working on a flyer and I'm like, man, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't really like this. Like, it's incomplete and I'm stuck. And she was like, you've been saying that you're stuck for a while now, which is something that I've never heard you say. And I'm like, yeah, I noticed that. Like, for some reason, it just wasn't jiving, right? So that's another part about creating content that a lot of people don't tell you about. Girl, you get burnt out, you have no ideas, and sometimes you just get in the funk and you don't feel like doing it. But here's the thing about not feeling like you doing it. People are going to know that you did not want to do that content, recording content, while you don't want to do it. Like, you're telling on yourself. That's why it's kind of important to do bulk content, because you're going to have that content saved in a vault where you can post on those days that you either forgot to record content or you just don't feel like doing it. It's like when you don't feel like doing it, like, you can only fake it so much, right? And it's like you're trying to engage with your current audience, reach out to new people. Like, if they can pick up on the fact that you're faking it, like, what you think they're going to think about your business? Like, come on. So I'm pretty sure I was talking about something else before I brought that up. That typically happens. But honestly, even though creating content, Target, that's what I was talking about. So I went to Target and I was like, oh, let me grab this product and I'm going to do something. I'm gonna do a photo shoot, record videos, whatnot. Y'all, when I say I tore my bathroom up, I tore my bathroom up. It's like getting props and then setting up. I only have so much counter space in my bathroom, and I actually was trying to like use the product that I purchased. So I'm like standing in the tub. I got like my ring light on me, then I got my vlogging camera, then I had my actual phone. Y'all, it is a lot. Double fisting cameras. Shout out to the TikTokers. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to the TikTokers, and especially ones that record like behind the scenes or recording content. So they have like two phones. They set one phone up to actually record the reel that they actually want to post, like as far as like doing the things, and then they have like another phone further back in the background showing how they do and position these things. And it's crazy because you don't know until you experience it that that's a lot to balance. like having to constantly move 2 cameras at once and making sure you're in frame for both one, that is a job. That is a job. And hats off to them, to be honest. Hats off to them. So, with that point though, I really want to encourage y'all. I know that there's pressure to have like high quality content. I understand that everybody budget cannot afford things like that, and that's completely fine. Like, it's not required to have, you know, a photographer or a videographer that is on staff. You can very well do whatever it is that you want to do within your means. But don't make it seem like because you don't have those professional people on your team that you are incapable of making quality content. You can make quality content with whatever you have, and that was exactly the intent of me making that video. So whether you guys ever see that video, which you should when I upload it, or, you know, if you're just gonna watch this video and this might be the only video that you see, what I want you to get out of creating content is make it fun. You can do it yourself. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. All you really need is good lighting, good quality camera, which you don't have to purchase. You can use your cell phone and just learn your angles. Study, look at videos on Instagram, look at picture posts on Pinterest, and look at TikTok as well. See how people set their things up. See what household or simple items that they use that you can potentially already have in your house, or just go and purchase really quick. Like, it's simple. I promise you, it's simple. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. All right, guys. Last thing is the eyeshadow. But chime down in the comments. Let me know what you guys' take is on content day. I know I kind of sort of made it sound negative, right, at the beginning. But I was just trying to be realistic with you guys that it's chaos behind the scenes. Like, the end results look real cute, but it's honestly chaos behind the scenes. And that's something that a lot of content creators do not share or talk about. And I don't have a need to be secretive of thinking that content is perfect, because it's not. That try-on haul, I tried my best to keep my room clean, and I actually really succeeded. But the last the last try-on haul that I did, my room ended up getting trashed, okay? It's like constant cleaning, constant moving things around, having to constantly be aware of, you know, lighting, position. Are you in frame? What's in the background? What can people see? What can people hear? You know, things of that nature. Then it's, you know, focusing and getting the content in itself. Did you get like a right shot? Were you showing the shirt long enough? Did you say everything that you needed to say in that sentence? Did you say it without stuttering? Do you need to retake it? And that is where, you know, patience come in when you're trying to perfect your craft. And sometimes, I guess depending on how it is how you want to present yourself to your audience, sometimes showing your imperfections really doesn't matter. It also, like, it really benefits because it enhances the authenticity that you have to the people. Like, you're normal, you're a business person as well, you have a life, you make mistakes, whether it's mistakes in your business or you tripping over your words. Like, I feel like we are normal people just trying to make a living, have fun while doing it, and other people understand that too. So that's kind of how you grow your following. That's how you gain trust and reliability with these other people when they want to book or shop with you. Be authentic in your content. This video is a prime example of me being authentic in my content. I'm literally telling y'all how I had a crazy week of how me not having no fingernails, having a flat tire. What was the other issue? Carl was on my computer screen, and I gotta go have his funeral service tomorrow. Like, things are not perfect, but you can adjust and do what it is that you can do within your capacity. And if you need help, reach out to me. reach out to a friend. Look at other influencers or content creators as examples. Always be willing to learn. Always be willing to take notes. And just figure out a method, a strategy, or equipment that works best for you. Alright y'all, that is it for me. My makeup is done. I'm ready to record more content. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my little rant inspo motivational talk. It was pretty on the whim, but I think I gave you guys some nice gems. I think you guys were able to see where it is that I was coming from. Go ahead and drop in a comment like what you think about content. What would you like for me to bring to my channel that you think that you can benefit from? And yeah, like I said earlier, if you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop some comments down below. Let's engage, let's get to know each other. Follow me on Instagram, my personal page at @truly_trulyme, as well as my business page, kgraphixdesigns. That is graphics with an X and not an S. Bye.